Some characters weren't defeated by villains, they were destroyed by their own stories. One bad storyline was all it took to break Marvel's greatest icons. A genius who became a disgrace, a king turned into a fool, a heroine rewritten until fans turned away. These weren't creative risks, they were disasters that shattered reputations and rewrote legacies. So which Marvel legends lost everything because of one bad story? Here are 10 Marvel icons destroyed by one bad storyline. At number 10, we have Ant-Man, Hank Pym. He first appeared in Tales to Astonish in issue 27 in 1962, created by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Jack Kirby. Hank wasn't just a tiny hero. He was one of Marvel's smartest minds, the man who invented the shrinking tech and helped create the Avengers. For years, he was respected, trusted, and seen as one of the good ones. Then, in 1981, everything fell apart. In Avengers, in issue 213, Hank lost control during an argument with his wife, Janet, and hit her. That one scene shocked readers everywhere. What was meant to show his emotional breakdown instead turned him into one of Marvel's most tragic figures. The backlash was instant. Fans couldn't look at Ant-Man the same way again. No matter how many times Marvel tried to make him a hero again, showing him regret, guilt, and sacrifice, the damage was done. That single mistake erased 2 decades of greatness. One panel destroyed Ant-Man's legacy forever. At number 9, we have Captain Marvel, Mar-Vell. He first appeared in Marvel Superheroes in issue 12 in 1967, created by Stan Lee and Gene Colan. Mar-Vell was a brave space warrior from another planet who turned against his own people to protect Earth. During the 1970s, he became one of Marvel's biggest cosmic heroes, battling powerful enemies like Thanos and earning respect as a noble protector of the universe. But in 1982, everything changed. In the death of Captain Marvel, the hero was diagnosed with cancer. Instead of dying in battle, he faded away slowly, a quiet, heartbreaking end for one of Marvel's strongest icons. Fans were stunned. The mighty Captain Marvel was gone, not from war, but from illness. Marvel decided to keep him dead, while others took his name and mantle. Every attempt to bring him back, through clones or alternate versions, only hurt the memory of his original story. One emotional but final storyline ended the legend of Captain Marvel forever. At number 8, we have Jean Grey, better known as the Phoenix. She first appeared in X-Men in issue 1 in 1963, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. For years, she was the emotional heart of the X-Men, kind, loyal, and brave. In the late 1970s, writer Chris Claremont and artist John Byrne transformed her into the Phoenix, a woman reborn with limitless cosmic power. She became the most powerful hero Marvel had ever shown, a symbol of hope and strength. Then came the Dark Phoenix saga in 1980, when Jean, overwhelmed by the Phoenix power, destroyed an entire star system. Marvel's editors stepped in. They rewrote the ending so that Jean sacrificed herself instead of becoming a lasting cosmic villain. The fallout was massive. Fans were heartbroken. Her rise ended in tragedy. In 1986, Marvel brought her back and claimed the Phoenix was a separate entity. But that fix erased the meaning of her sacrifice. The story that made her legendary also destroyed her legacy, turning Jean Grey from Marvel's brightest star into its most rewritten tragedy. At number 7, we have Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers. She first appeared in Marvel Superheroes in issue 13 in March 1968, created by Roy Thomas and Gene Colan. By the late 1970s, she had become one of Marvel's strongest heroines, launching Ms. Marvel in issue 1 in 1977, a comic built around independence and empowerment. She soon joined the Avengers and stood as a symbol of modern female heroism. Then came Avengers in issue 200 in October 1980. In that story, Carol was manipulated by Marcus, the son of Immortus, who used mind control to make her believe she loved him and forced her into an unwanted pregnancy. The issue ended with Carol leaving with her captor, a scene that shocked readers. Fans and creators called it one of Marvel's greatest mistakes, and even editor-in-chief Jim Shooter later admitted it was wrong. Writer Chris Claremont tried to fix it in Avengers Annual in issue 10 in 1981, where Carol confronted the Avengers and reclaimed her agency. But the damage remained, a single story that broke an icon. At number 6, we have Black Panther, T'Challa. He debuted in Fantastic Four in issue 52 in July 1966, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. By the 1970s, under Don McGregor's acclaimed jungle action run, T'Challa became one of Marvel's most respected heroes, a proud king, genius, and symbol of Black strength and dignity. Then, in 1977, Marvel gave him a new solo series written and drawn by Jack Kirby. Instead of political or emotional depth, the book focused on wild sci-fi adventures and treasure hunts like the King Solomon's Frog arc. Fans who had admired McGregor's grounded storytelling now found a confusing, cartoonish version of the hero. The shift hurt the series. Sales fell, and it was canceled after issue 15 in 1979. For years after, Black Panther appeared mostly as a supporting Avenger, until his reputation was rebuilt by Christopher Priest's 1998 revival. One misjudged 1977 storyline sidelined a king and dimmed his legacy for nearly 2 decades. At number 5, we have the Silver Surfer, Norrin Radd. He first appeared in Fantastic Four, issue 48 in 1966, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. What made him iconic was his story. A noble man who sacrificed his freedom to save his world and became the tragic herald of Galactus. His solo series in 1968 turned him into Marvel's cosmic philosopher, exploring humanity's cruelty and compassion across the stars. In 1970, Silver Surfer number 18 abruptly concluded his story with no real ending. Instead of an epic finale, the series stopped mid-conflict with the Inhumans, and the hero, who once soared across galaxies, was left stranded on Earth. The fallout was immediate. Fans were frustrated that Marvel's most unique hero vanished without closure. Marvel tried to recover him with one-shots in 1978 and 1982, but the magic was gone. That single cancellation robbed the Silver Surfer of his cosmic wonder, turning Marvel's brightest star into a silent wanderer for over a decade. At number 4, we have Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. He first appeared in Strange Tales issue 110 in 1963, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. What made him iconic was his unique mix of mysticism and science, a once arrogant surgeon who found redemption through magic. His early stories built entire worlds of cosmic dimensions, demons, and mind-bending visuals that captured the imagination of 1960s readers. The bad storyline was the way his first solo series ended. In 1969, Doctor Strange issue 183 left him mid-battle, his home destroyed, and the story unfinished. Then Marvel suddenly canceled the comic without a proper ending. The fallout was disappointing for fans who had followed Strange's rise as Marvel's master of the mystic arts. Without his own title, he vanished from the spotlight and appeared only as a guest in team stories. Marvel tried to recover him in 1972 with Marvel Premiere and later Master of the Mystic Arts, but the damage was done. One unfinished storyline ended Doctor Strange's golden era and dimmed his mystic flame. At number 3, we have Namor the Submariner, Marvel's first anti-hero. He first appeared in Marvel Mystery Comics issue 1 in 1939 and returned in Fantastic Four issue 4 in 1962. What made him iconic was his pride and dual nature. Half human, half Atlantean, a fierce king of the seas who fought both heroes and villains to protect his kingdom. His solo comic Submariner in the late 1960s showed him as a complex ruler who stood between two worlds, earning him huge popularity. The bad storyline came in 1974 when Marvel ended his solo comic and placed him in supervillain team-up alongside Doctor Doom. Instead of a proud monarch, Namor became a sidekick. The stories were confusing, lacked direction, and fans quickly lost interest. By issue 13, Namor was written out completely. The fallout was harsh. Readers felt Marvel had humiliated their Sea King. His solo spotlight was gone. Marvel tried to bring him back in the 1980s and 1990s, but the magic was lost. One failed storyline sank Namor's reign and left a king without a kingdom. At number 2, we have Spider-Man, Peter Parker. He first appeared in Amazing Fantasy in issue 15 in 1962, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Peter was different from other heroes, a regular teenager with homework, money problems, and a huge heart. By the early 1970s, he felt unstoppable, smart, brave, and still deeply human. Then came 1973. In the Amazing Spider-Man issues 121 and 122, the Green Goblin kidnapped Peter's girlfriend, Gwen Stacy, and threw her from a bridge. Peter fired a web and caught her, but the panel showed a sharp snap. Soon after, Marvel explained that the sudden stop caused whiplash, and Gwen died instantly. It wasn't a slow fall or Peter being too late. It was the hard truth that even a hero's best effort can fail. Readers were stunned, and even Stan Lee later said he was upset about the choice. Marvel tried to fill the gap with a Gwen clone and, decades later, alternate versions. But the original Gwen never returned. That 1973 story ended Spider-Man's innocence and reshaped him into a hero defined by consequences. At number 1, we have the Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner. He first appeared in 1962, a gentle scientist who turned into a raging giant whenever he lost control. That mix of heart and horror made him an instant Marvel icon, the angry monster everyone still cared about. Through the 1960s and 1970s, he smashed armies, fought the Avengers, and became a worldwide symbol of raw power and pain. Storyline came in the early 1980s, when Marvel finally let Bruce control the Hulk and even had the government forgive him, then ripped it all away. Just a few issues later, he lost control again, became a mindless brute, and Doctor Strange was forced to banish him from Earth. The fallout was brutal. Readers watched years of growth vanish overnight. Marvel tried to recover with long stories about the Hulk wandering strange dimensions and slowly finding himself again, but the damage was done. One storyline ruined his big chance at lasting redemption and left his legend darker and sadder. Thanks for watching the video. Comment down below your favorite part, and let us know also, press the subscribe button and press the bell icon for regular updates.